If you just want to feel pretty and clean and like it's not too much, this is it. Hi girls, my name's Ashley. Welcome back to my giant sleepover. Today I have this really simple glam for you today, and I also have a whole lot of chit chat with it. It's kind of like a FaceTime makeup tutorial, so it's like as if we were getting ready together on FaceTime. So I hope that you girlies like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to officially be a member of my giant sleepover. Also, my shirts are now officially official, girl. This is what they look like. No more creeps 2026, our motto, girl. And then I have my new logo for 2026 on the back. It is a lightning strike with a heart and an A on it. And it says my channel name, so that way you can meet besties every single place that you go. My shirts should show up right underneath this video, but if they're not, make sure you just go to my regular channel page and click store, and that's where you'll see all of my shirts. I also have long sleeves and I have hoodies. So make sure you girls get a shirt, because you know me, I love to match with my besties. I have my base down. This is the Maybelline Skin Tint in the shade 220, and then I have, what is that stuff called? This Maybelline Eraser Concealer. I have everything pinned in my Amazon storefront, yes. And then I have Wet n Wild taupe on my eyebrows, and then I shaped it a little bit with my Fit Me concealer. But my favorite primer ever, Maybelline No. 100, and then I have on this Cetaphil stuff. But I'm chopped, y'all. I'm chopped. What can I say? I'm chopped. Someone just called me chopped in the chat. I'm gonna go with my Wet n Wild translucent powder and just set that into place. Oh, here we go with the back. Okay, I'm back. I got my dummy battery set up. Woo! That is a lot of energy. I didn't wear my big girl bra today. This is my comfy bra. It looks like this. It's not like a regular cut bra. Fun fact, all of my bras are too big for me. So I need to like get a new one. Gatekeeping just gives you the ick, period. Like, I remember when I was in the 7th grade, by the way, y'all, I'm reading the live chat right now. When I was in the 7th grade, there was this girl, and like we came back to school from the summer, and like I remember she had her nails this like ox blood kind of like purpley color for fall, and I thought they were so cool. And I was like, and like school starts in like August, right? And I think like it is so cool when like people do their nails for the seasons. Like that's like what I do now, of course. Except for recently when I did my black nail thing, because I was making an artistic statement with the black nails. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at you and I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you both. This is weird. Anyways, so I was saying, oh, the purpley oxblood nails. So she came to the first day of school with these nails on. And I was like, those are so cool. Like, what color is that? Or like, what nail polish is that or something? And she was like, I don't know. Girl, you know. You know. That ain't girl behavior. I don't like that. As y'all know me, I link everything in my Amazon storefront for y'all. This is the E.L.F. Wrong side. This is the E.L.F. Eyeshadow primer. Yeah. And then they say, I don't know, as if they didn't just get them, period. The gatekeepers, I swear. Blend this in on here. So I think we're gonna do like kind of like a soft glam look today, like a simple clean glam that like we can wear like to school, to work, to church, literally anywhere, girl. Like if you just want to feel pretty and clean and like it's not too much, this is it. This is kind of like inspired by my makeup in 2022. Like in 2022 I had an awesome year, and I think partially it was because I just like let myself go buck wild on the makeup, girl. I was going buck wild in 2022, and girl, I had me a good time. We're gonna go back in with, do I want to use that? No, I don't think so. We're gonna use this one. Yes. Yes, we're gonna use this one today, Buff Beige, because I am fake tan today. If you want to know my fake tanning routine, it's literally up my channel. It does include cornstarch. If you want the craziest, most natural looking tan that looks like you've just been in the freaking Bahamas, girl, you need to use cornstarch. I'm not gonna explain it here because I literally have a video on it. So make sure you girls check the video. So I'm gonna just take this powder foundation and put it all over my eye and kind of like blend it up into underneath my brow bone, because it's gonna kind of give the brow bone a little bit of a highlight. Oh. I don't want to do anything too crazy because I have to get on the Zoom with my church, and like I don't want to be like having like one eye done and one eye not done, like with a full lash, and I'll be like, hey guys, because they know about my YouTube, but like I don't want to like annoy people with it, you know what I mean? Like I talk about it a little bit, but I try to not talk about it too much. No, I have a Zoom with my church. I have a Zoom for my church. They have it for those of us that are in leadership. And I don't know why they picked me, but they picked me. Okay, girl, what now, what now, what now, what now, what now? Okay. Heard y'all were looking for me. Girl, there I go. I've been really into the cool tones lately. But like, blank. I need something a little to like zhuzh up this crease. I haven't used this palette in forever, so let's go with it. This is the Urban Decay Bailout palette. This was a gift. Y'all know that if I buy my makeup, girl, it's coming from Walmart. It's coming from one place and one place only, and that's Walmart. Or Amazon, depending on who will give me the best bargain. So I'm going to go in with the lighter one. And you could honestly use a bronzer for this. And then I'm going to take this like round short brush. And then we're going to start going in like the outer V. Oh my gosh. Please do not rage bait me. My family like can rage bait me like no one else. Oh my gosh. Like literally, I kid you not, the other day, it was the middle of the night and they were moving furniture. Why is it that we need to move the furniture in the middle of the night? Oh my gosh. They're outside my window right now. You shut my mouth. But anyways, I'm just gonna go into like circular motions to blend this. Looking at this purple color makes me want to like pop this into the outer V, but I don't know. We're probably gonna keep it neutral today because I don't know. What did I do on my last stream? I don't know. One of my streams. My last stream went pretty well, but like one of my streams, when was it? It was like the one that I was wearing the white shirt in, the guest shirt. Yeah, I felt so ugly. I felt so ugly. So let's get going with that again, and we're gonna... Lila, the one who asked about my forehead, this is why I wait till the last minute to do my forehead, because I always scrunch it up when I'm trying to see what I'm doing with my eyes. So I'm just gonna put this in the outer V. Heard y'all were looking for me, girl, there I go. I feel like this could use a little bit of brightening. Just a little bit though, nothing crazy though. I think we're gonna have to get off of here because I have to get on my thing with my church, and then I'll come back and finish. Even though that's not ideal, that's what you gotta do sometimes. Okay, y'all, I'll be right back. Okay, hey y'all, I am back from my Zoom. Fun fact, I don't know if I told you girls this, is that these two nails are actually glued on, like with nail glue. They fell off, but I did something new where... Oh, I just caught it with my perfume. It smells so good. I'm wearing Curious by Britney Spears. I have like recently like been on like a craving for that, and it's just like, it's like the smell that you have right when you get out of the shower mixed with like pear juice. It smells so... Anyways, besides the point. I started doing a new thing because my nails do fall off, and then I tend to just like kind of rock it. If you follow my YouTube channel, you know that I just kind of rock it with like random fingers missing, and I get to it when I get to it. But anyways, but I was like, my nails are custom made to my fingers, and they tend to fall off like all in one piece when they do fall off. Sometimes I get the prep right, sometimes I don't. I don't know, that's just how it go with doing your own nails. Anyways, I was like, let me just save the nails and then glue them on with nail glue. It's not good for long term, not good for long term, but like in a jiff, if I'm just popping on live, doing a video, it works. You know what I mean, girl? So that's what we did, and she works. This is a baby boomer, an ombre, and then it has chrome on top, so that's what I got going on. And my nose, my toes are electric blue. I have my plate of dinner sitting right here. I have some chicken and I have some potato, doing makeup and eating dinner at the same time. Ew. Don't ask you to try it. I don't know, you gotta do it. I have a headache and I'm so hungry, and like I don't know, like eating is hard sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I just like literally just don't feel like it sometimes, but like I know that I'm not gonna be able to sleep if I don't eat. You know what I mean? Y'all ever like lay in bed at 3 a.m. and you're eating cereal and you're like, why do I do this? Why do I do this? I'm fucking. I know that I hate this, but yet I do it. Why? And to that I'm talking about junking up my purse. I can't even show you right now because it's caught on my camera cable with all the stuff in my purse. Girl. Did I really weave my... How did I do that? You know what? The show must go on. Stop! Used to like doing my lips early on because I'm normally doing it on live, and like with live, oh my gosh, my freaking camera strap's in the way. Hold on. With live, I have people swiping in and out and like seeing me, and like it's important that I look my best as people are swiping through, you know what I mean? But it's not normal for me to do my makeup like that. Like normally the lip is the very last thing I do, but since I'm so accustomed to doing my makeup on live, I've been doing them early, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and pluck my eyebrows because I have a unibrow and it's coming back in. You see? I don't know if you can see it, but she's coming back. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pluck my unibrow. I'm a big believer in checking your eyebrows every single day because keeping your eyebrows well plucked is gonna make your makeup just go on smoother, you know? Like when you apply concealer or foundation over like the little dark hairs of your eyebrows, you know what I mean? Like it, what was I saying? It, I don't know, it just gives it that like texturized look and it doesn't look clean, you know what I mean? But like if you kind of pluck your eyebrows like as they come in, as little hairs spring up, you'll never get like an out of control eyebrow. And then I feel like when you let your eyebrows get out of control and you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, I gotta tame these, I got somewhere to go, you know what I mean? Like that's how you get your eyebrows too thin. So it's better to just like get a shape that you like and then just maintain it and just start your makeup every single day or every other day by checking your eyebrows and just pluck out the 2 or 3 hairs that sprout up, you know what I mean? Okay, so now I think for the eyes we are going to do a brow bone and inner corner highlight. And this is kind of like the makeup look that I wanted to do. When was it? It was like my live stream. I think it was 2 live streams ago. So like the one that I have on a white shirt that says guess in blue letters on it. Like, but I'm going to go on with, this is my, Better Than Chocolate palette. I have one that's so much like, that's just like it, but honestly better. On Amazon, so make sure you girls check that out if you need just like an everyday neutral warm brown palette. I think it makes like the prettiest, like most natural looks, but we're gonna just go under the brow bone and kind of focus it in this area right here. I can't add you back right now because I'm on live, but maybe later. But thank you for adding me. Long form viewers, I just had to respond to a bestie in the chat on live. If you girls haven't watched my intros or my outros before, I do want to say that, like, I do add you girlies back. I add all my girlies back on Snapchat if you want to be added back. But, like, if you don't want to be added back, girl, I get it. Like, I get it more than probably anybody gets it. Like, the internet is a weird place these days. Like, if you just want to follow me and just, like, not be my friend on there, totally cool. Like, I get it. Like, some of us don't want to be friends with strangers on the internet, and that's totally fine. I get it. But if you want to be my friend on Snapchat, make sure you drop me a comment on my spotlights so I know that you want to be my friend. This is the Covergirl Clean Matte, and I meant to do this before, but I'm just gonna make sure that my inner corner is set properly, because a lot of times the concealer in this area just kind of like stays sticky, you know, and like it doesn't get set properly. So we want to make sure it's set before we start putting a bunch of like highlighters and stuff on there, you know. Where's my little highlighter brush? Where did she run off to? Okay, so now we're gonna go back into doing my inner corner highlight. And with shades, with these like really shimmery shades, like whether you're gonna use a highlighter or whether you're using a really shimmery eyeshadow, they work better when you rub them a little bit. Here, let me zoom in so you can see. Hello again. Oh wow, y'all can actually see my eye color today. See, it's like a dark, my eyes are a dark red. They're not black. They're like a dark red, like a dark mahogany almost. But anyways, this is what I mean by like rubbing the shimmery products around. You see what I mean? Like the more and more I rub it, you see that? Like press it in, the more shimmery it looks. You know what I mean? I think I applied that a little bit too thick. Oh well. I feel weird talking to you like this because I feel like this is like really impersonal. I would love to get a camera that has autofocus. It could be a really old one, but I don't care as long as it autofocuses and it does at least 1080p. We're gonna get into the eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner to use. This is the Maybelline Cinnabar eyeliner. She is my favorite. She is this delicious cinnamony warm brown. It just really like brings your everyday eye look to life. So I'm gonna go with my Revlon eyelash curler. Hi, Lily. I'm doing a long form at the same time as I'm doing my live, so I forget where I'm looking. Hey, Lily. Hey, girl. Okay. I'm just gonna start drawing a line. I'm gonna try to keep it as close to my lashes as I can. So over the years with doing this technique with soft eyeliner, I've gone back and forth with different techniques. I've like gone back and forth with like making a general like line with eyeshadow, and then I've gone back and forth in between like making a line with actual eyeliner first and then putting eyeshadow over it. I can't remember which one is my favorite, but what I've been doing lately is doing the liner first. So I'm just gonna align the perimeter of my eye. And you want to really make sure that you get it really close to your lashes. Because I don't have a lot of lid space. So if you're like me, or even if you do have a lot of lid space, I don't know, I don't, we're not going for the super thick liner look today. But we do want to make sure it's nice and filled in right near the lashes. So, where were we? I'm gonna go in with this color and just kind of like smudge this out and soften this up. I really like I really like using soft eyeliners. They're a lot more forgiving, and there's just something so like soft and like teddy bear like and like delicious about them. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I first started doing the brown in 2022, like somebody said that on TikTok and they were like, brown eyeliner is so delicious. Like, okay, so funny story. Like, I've never told the story before, but like, so my babysitter when I was a little girl is like one of the first people to ever teach me about makeup. And she, what was I gonna say? She has blue eyes, and like, of course, as a kid, like I looked up to her because she was super cool. I always wanted to be like her. And I remember when she was teaching me about makeup, she's like, brown is better for you because you have brown eyes. And I was like, oh, I want the black. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to be just like her. And like I at the time, like brown wasn't like, it was around, like brown has always been around, but it wasn't like a thing like it is now. You know what I mean? Like it had a resurgence in 2022. But anyways, girl, I've always like done black, you know what I mean? From like the very beginning of me doing makeup. I started doing makeup really, really early when I was like 11. I actually started playing it when I was like 3, but I started like wearing it like when I was 11, and then correctly like learning from YouTube and like really doing it at like 13, 14. Anyways, besides the points, what was I gonna say? But I started giving brown a chance at 2022, and it's just like, it gives like this like really soft, like, oh, look at that candle flicker. I love a candle flicker. What was that? It gives like a really soft definition to the eye. There's these like old makeup tutorials from like the 1950s or something, and like narrated by men. We won't talk about the part. But it says like never use black. So back in the 50s it was like never use black, like totally opposite than what it is now. Never use black. It's much too harsh on the eye. Use brown. It will give you definition, but it also softens the eye simultaneously. But like low key, they write not never using black, because I do love a good black line, but about the brown defining and softening at the same time. So anyways, some makeup trivia, some makeup history for y'all, and some history about me. Alright, now I got both my eyes done. Now we're gonna wing these out just a little bit with some of that same dark brown eyeshadow. And this one is kind of already wingy. And the same thing on the other side. This eye has been so hard for me to do wings on lately. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like this wing always turns out really well, but this eye, the wing turns out like it's like a wobbly triangle or something. Like, you'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll just be like what that girl talking about, because that wing looked good. But you always want to, like, when you make your wing, you always want to like have your eye completely open. Don't make it like this, especially if you have an eye like me, because you could like put your wing in here and then you open your eye and like, where's your wing? You know what I mean? Like it gets lost in your crease. Lost in the sauce. Draw a line and then connect it. And then just... oh, too dark. Okay. I'm gonna be using a recent favorite find of lashes that I found. They have them on Amazon and Walmart. These are taffeta. Ooh, there's a little cluster right there. Sorry. These, my cat is going crazy, y'all. My cousin got him a sushi roll. I'm not even kidding. A freaking sushi roll for Christmas. It's like a stuffed sushi roll. Not a real one, like a stuffed one. And he's going crazy. So if y'all hear something, that's my baby. But anyways, these are taffeta by Kiss. I love these. These are probably my favorite lashes as of late. And y'all know my thing with lashes. You always have to cut them. Lashes come obnoxiously long. And if you don't believe me, let me show you. See that? Like, what am I supposed to do with all that? And you don't even want to apply a lash way in here, because every time you blink, it's going to poke you in the eye. Like, I've actually heard some people say, I don't wear lashes because they always poke me. Like, girl, you're supposed to cut them. If nobody ever told you, I'm not judging you, but I am going to tell you the truth. You need to cut them. The thing with YouTube is you never know who's watching, you know what I mean? And also, like, it puts me in a cool position because I can tell y'all stuff that, like, I can't tell to regular people in my life. And advice that, like, would be considered rude, you know what I mean? But it's loving. It's out of a place of love. Kind of like wear deodorant. Like, yes, you need to wear deodorant at night. Yes, after you shower, you need to put on DO. Shower, DO. Shower, DO. Yes, yes, you need it. It's not wasteful, babe. You need it. And yes, it does work. I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm just saying it because I love it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a privilege that I don't take lightly, that I get to do on here. And I intend to use my powers for good. Let me cut these, though. I don't know if I've ever done this on a long form before where I cut my lashes. I feel like I've done this on live so many times, but not on long form. Okay, so I'm going to take this and kind of like measure it. And see that? So I'm just going to pinch it, and then I like to cut it kind of like at an angle. I don't know why. I just feel like it, I don't know, gives it like a flare like that on the end. Do you see that? It's kind of like flared on the end. Jeez, I need a camera that autofocuses. I also want a camera that's like really, really small that I can like take places with me. So like y'all can come with me, because I feel like that'd be really cool. So I feel like this is definitely a better length for me now. So then you can measure each eye individually, but what I like to do is I like to just sandwich them together and then just trim them so they match. But you do want to make sure that you're trimming from the right place. Do you see how the lash is tapered inwards? It gets smaller as it comes into the inner part. You never want to cut that off. Because I don't know if you've ever seen someone wear some crazy lashes. I mean, it's a specific look. It's a specific look. Some people like it. It's fine. I'm never going to diss somebody's personal style. But like lashes that like are super, super long and there's no tapering in here, they just look really like cartoon-like. Like, what's Donald Duck's girlfriend's name? I forget. Daisy Duck. You know what I'm talking about. But it gives you that like really like cartoon, like fake. They do look fake. But if that's what you're going for, that's cool. But you don't ever want to strip the lash of its natural taperage inwards. So when you trim the lash, you always want to trim it from this side. So when you do the sandwich method, let me show you. Here's the lash that's already cut. And a lot of times when I am wearing a lash for the first time, like when it's brand new, like from the jump, it does take me a couple of times to get the length right. Okay, so this is the tapered side of the new lashes. You do want to pay attention to this because I got this wrong before. Because it is opposite. So like this is the long piece right here, right? And this is the short piece. Because they're from opposite eyes, you know? So you don't want to, this one is trimmed from this side, but you don't want to trim this one from this side because this goes like this on this side, if that makes sense. I think I'm over explaining it and y'all are probably going to get confused. But anyways, so I'm just going to match these up like corner to corner. And obviously this one, see the one on the back, is longer than this one. So we're just going to take that and delete the difference so they're the same size. So the part that's hanging off, we're just going to cut it. And sometimes, like I said, I have to cut these again. I think a lash that is too long looks worse than a lash that is too short. But the lash that's too short, you could always cover it up with eyeliners and stuff, you know? Anyways. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this eyeliner trick. I learned this from watching Miss Brooke Monk, who is a TikTok queen. This is Revlon Micro. I love this stuff. This is the best liquid liner. And I only do this on the inner part of my eyes, and you're gonna see why in a second. I don't know if I've explained this on long form before, but I've definitely explained it on live. So you're just gonna take this and just line it up to your inner corner like that. And do you see the difference after? Before, after, before. It's very, very, very slight, but it's there. It just gives you a little bit of oomph of definition, and it's gonna make a million. Stop, stop, stop. Get down. Get down. Oh, this crackhead, I swear. I swear, girl. Anyways, it's gonna make a million miles of difference when you're wearing lashes. I don't know if y'all can tell on camera, but in person, like if the corner of your lash is just sticking out just a little bit, which oftentimes they do, and it doesn't have a color underneath it, it's just gonna look extra super fake and like not glued down, you know what I mean? And when you're gonna wear a lash, you wanna wear it right, girl. So that's why you gotta have the liner down underneath it. But since we are going for a softer line look today, I'm not gonna line it all the way through, just on this part. And y'all will see when I put the lashes on that it is tea. You want me to wear a COVID mask? No, we're already social distance. Sorry, I'm just responding to something that was in the chat. I stepped one little toe out my house and I'm like, woo, that's enough. This is why I don't leave the house, girl. So I was chased in my car yesterday. I don't know if I'm gonna tell the full story, but this lady, she got real mad. She freaking tailgated me, and like I thought, I mean, I was in the truck. I was in the truck, but she was in a little car, but I was scared. You know, you never know if people are strapped, you know what I mean? Like, it was freaky. I called 911, but luckily, I don't know if, like, I didn't realize this in the moment, but like, I purposely didn't drive in the direction of my house. I'm like, you're crazy. I'm not showing you where I live. But, and this is not the first time this has happened in my town. But again, why I don't leave the house. What was I gonna say? Oh, I drove past, because like when someone follows you like that, never drive home. Always drive to the police station. Like drive to a fire station or a police station. So I know where my police station is by heart, and I was like, girl, you want to follow me like that? Cool, I'm gonna show you where I live, which is the police station. But anyways, so I was driving in the direction of the police station, and like one of my neighbors is a cop, and he had his cop car out front, and then she literally skirt and like pulled into another driveway and like turned around and like left me the heck alone. So I don't know if it's because of the cop car or if she just realized she was being crazy, but yeah, that was pretty scary. That happened yesterday, but I was like, this is why I don't leave the house. This is why. So y'all know that I'm really big on safety. My mom helps me a lot with my YouTube channel. My family, my family and my security team are very, very like active in my YouTube channel. And I'm just waiting for these lashes to dry, by the way. Oh, I should have explained to you what I was doing. This is the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive, linked on my Amazon, and then I just use the Kiss Taffeta. But anyways, I'm really big on safety, and like I really care about my subscribers. I don't consider y'all like fans or followers. Like I consider y'all friends. And like I said earlier, like because of my position, like I get to tell you the stuff that like other people can't really tell you. You know what I mean? Because like you never know who's watching, and like what if the things that I'm telling you like no one has ever said, you know what I mean? Like that's not a normal thing to come up in conversation, but like what do you do if you're being chased in a car? You know what I mean? Like that's not normal. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. So if you have a car that has like a GPS system within the car, you know what I mean? Like if your car has like a little computer in it, and like you can put addresses in it and tell you where you're going and stuff like that. Don't put your address in there. Don't do that. Don't set your home as home. Set it as the nearest police station or fire station. That way, if anybody like ever gets into your car or you know what I mean, then it's like, oh yeah, cool, this is where I live. Try and show up. Try and show up and see what happens. Yeah. So that's another safety tip. And also, like, because like I know me, like when I get off the highway and I get into my town, like I know where everything is, you know what I mean? But like if I'm you know what I mean, like you're trying to go from like Los Angeles to like Arizona and you live in Arizona, like you know what I mean? Like you know your way around your little town, but you don't know your way around LA. And like the way that you'll drive from LA to your police station is the same way that you're gonna drive to your house. You know what I mean? Like you would pick the closest police station to your house. Like when you're that far away, the different address doesn't matter, if that makes sense. So, safety tips. Lashes, you don't want to wait too long for them to dry, but you also don't want to wait not long enough. So it's like the sweet spot. So this glue, when it starts to turn clear, that's when they're ready to put on. I'm going to use my Designated Sheet Mascara. This is Lash It Loud by E.L.F. So I use the term Designated Sheet Mascara because I have a variety of mascaras. I know it sounds a little silly, but it's true. I ain't wasting no expensive mascara if I'm gonna just put on a lash. You know what I mean? Because the fake eyelashes are gonna do the heavy lifting. You don't need to worry about your natural ones. You just need to make sure that they're black so they match. So, that's what I'm doing. So I recommend having 2 different mascaras, one for when you wear lashes and one for when you don't. So that way you're not using an expensive product when ain't nobody even gonna see it. You know what I mean, girl? That's silly. Don't be doing that. Lush Life giving me a rush. Hey! We got a queen in the chat who knows her music. We love it. We love it. I hope that y'all long form people don't like don't get irritated with my little mentions of live when you see the video. But let me know. Let me know. Okay, so we're just gonna set this down in the middle of the lash first. See, I have it flipped up. This is how you want to put it on. This is how you put on a lash. Flip it up, set her down, just like that. This is the position that you want the lash in, because you want the lash to be glued on like this, not this. Do not glue a false eyelash in the same position as your regular eyelashes, because you'll glue it down like this and it'll look funky. It won't make you look more awake. It'll make you look asleep or something. I don't know. Stop, stop, stop. Why are you walking all over my stuff? My cat's being crazy. Okay, so now we're going to take the outer corner. We're going to adjust her. She's adjusted. And then we're going to adjust the inner corner. And it's okay if the outer part moves a little bit when you're adjusting the inner part. And we're just going to like flip it up into place like that. Okay, and it's okay that it's white. Glues that are clear dry white. And I mean, glues that dry clear appear white before they're dry. That's what I meant to say. Oh, also these are my pliers. You're always gonna get a better lash application if you use pliers or tweezers. I like these better because they're plastic. If you poke yourself in the eye, you're not gonna hurt yourself. Poke yourself in the eye with these, girl, I don't know what to tell you. Call the optometrist. I don't know, like, they're sharp. My mom always said this to me. She always said, you only get 2 eyes. That's it. Just remember, your cousin has a glass eye. This is a true story. So, I call these pliers. They're like lash applicators. I got them in with a set of lashes that I got at Burlington. But anyways, I'm gonna do this eye, the next eye, and I'll be back. You know what I'm just remembering? I changed my sheets. Why do every time I change my sheets, well, most times, I do it at a really inconvenient time. And then I remember when I'm mid-activity, or like I've done it, oh, y'all know that I've been a server and that's the worst. When I'm like working my butt off at work and like getting people refills, getting people blah, 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 blah. And I'm working my butt off and there's like 8 large parties that came in and I am just exhausted. And then I come home and guess what? There ain't no sheets on the bed. Oh, talk about rage bait. Talk about rage bait, girl. So I have a revelation that I made this week. I guess this makeup tutorial is more so like a FaceTime makeup tutorial. Like it feels like we're on FaceTime, we're just talking and hanging out. Because I had a revelation that I made the other day. And because I have a quilt that I have from Target. If you've watched my videos, like, you've probably seen it. It's like just a white quilt and it's like textured. But I've realized that I sleep better. Y'all know that I'm chronically hot. I don't care how cold it is outside, girl. I am chronically hot. I'm always on fire. That's just the way I am. Anyways, so I realized that I sleep better with like an old school quilt. So like one thing about my granny is she loved quilts and she has a big collection, and we have like all the quilts here. And my great granny or great granny or somebody, girl, she has a quilt and it was made out of all her dresses, and it's like super old, like I'm talking like 1 or 2 centuries ago old, but it is the most comfortable thing. You get the best sleep of your life, and it's like kind of ripped in places, but it's good because like the air can come and you have like airflow, and like when you put it around you and you like turn and stuff, it like kind of creaks, like you can hear the threads like creaking and breaking. I know. But like it's so satisfying, and I'm like, you know what I need to do? I need to just go to Goodwill or like, I don't know, like eBay or something, girl, some kind of thrift store, whatever, and like find me a old tattered quilt. You know what I mean? Like the more ripped up the better, you know what I mean, girl? And like something I can like put around me and like stretch and like hear the threads go and I feel like I will start sleep, like I feel like I already sleep pretty good, but I feel like I could sleep a lot better. And like I don't want to use the quilts that I have because they're like family heirlooms, you know what I mean? And like I'm somebody that fake tans, and I like need to wash stuff like a lot, and also the tossing and the turning and the threads and the anyways, I don't know if that made any sense, but the girls will get it like I always say. Now I'm gonna take one of my other secret weapons. So basically, in my early days, I'm still trying to eat. I'm sorry. In my early days of doing makeup, I was really obsessed with like having big eyes and like having the biggest eyes possible. So I did a ton of research. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I did a ton of research on like how to make your eyes pop. Pop and look bigger and stuff like that. And I learned this technique, and I also learned that the Victoria's Secret angels do this. If you're watching my YouTube channel for a long time, you know that like that's like one of the ways that I learned to do makeup. When I really started to take it seriously, is I started learning how the Victoria's Secret angels do their makeup. Like if you're new to makeup, like watching Victoria's Secret tutorials is like one of the easiest things to follow, and they're so simple, and they will literally look good every single time. Like they're so natural, so flattering to everybody. I highly recommend. I feel like a lot of my Ashley looks, like when I'm just doing my makeup like I am today, and I'm not like copying a celebrity or whatever, or a look from Pinterest, like it probably like defaults to like what I learned from Victoria's Secret tutorials in my early days. But anyways, girl, let me show you. This is why they do this. This is Milk by NYX. I literally use it when it's down till it's down to the nub, because this thing is just so dang useful. So let me show you. Look at that. Maybe that's a little bit thick here. If you put it on too thick, just kind of like, yeah, look at that. Again, it's subtle. It's subtle, but you know what I always say, like anybody who you see, you're like, dang, like she looks good. Like, dang, that girl is gorgeous. Like, dang, she has it together. She's so cool. It's a lot of little bitty tweaks that make someone have their look, you know what I mean? No one hops out the womb looking like that. It just don't happen. Get that out your head. Like, you are just as good as that girl, that girl, that girl. And I mean it. It's true. Because that overall look, that overall package, that's a little tweak here, a little tweak there. You know what I mean? That's highlights, that's fake tan, that's lashes, and it didn't happen overnight. It was, you know what I mean? Like little bits of effort over time. That's how she created her whole look. And that's what, I guess, kind of what we're talking about today. So now I'm gonna do my other eye. Voila. And it just makes your eyes look so much more like open. I don't know if we're gonna do a bottom mascara today or not. I typically don't wear bottom mascara. I don't know, I got in this habit of not doing it. I think a couple years ago TikTok was like, bottom mascara is out, it's canceled. And I was like, oh, it's canceled, we're not doing it anymore. And then I kind of like was like, I guess it kind of like does like pull down the eye. It gives it more definition, but like sometimes I just want that like wide open awake look, you know what I mean? Now I'm gonna go with my nose contour. I have been so obsessed with nose contour lately, girl. Contour. So I'm gonna just take, this is my really old Dollar General Wet n Wild palette in the shade Dulce de Leche, and I'm just taking the darker color right now on like a, I don't know, fluffy brush. And open. I like this mirror anyways. Ew. I have, hold on. I have like glasses marks on the side of my nose still. Because when I had my church Zoom meeting, I wore my blue light glasses. But anyways, so what was that? The way that I think about this is I think about drawing a number 11 on my nose. And I learned to do this by using this filter on TikTok. So filters are not always bad. Filters can actually teach us a lot of different stuff about makeup if you use them correctly. And like, I don't know, I feel like feeling like you have to have a filter on all the time is not good. But like, it's cool to kind of swipe through them and be like, oh, like I never thought of putting my contour there. You know what I mean? Like I never thought of like putting my blush that high up. You know what I mean? And it like really makes a difference in the like your overall presentation. You know what I mean? Like I was saying earlier, like little tweaks. But anyways, I just do kind of like a number 11 right there. And then I go, and then I don't connect it. I used to go all the way down my nose like in a line. But I like it like this. Like, and then this line just going straight. And this is from like the prettiest filter ever, which is the Pretty Babe filter. It can look really fake though, you know? And I feel like sometimes like as humans, like we can't tell when stuff doesn't look good on us. You know what I mean? Because like I like am besties with a lot of beautiful girls. Hi, if you're from here on TikTok. And sometimes when I see people use a lot of filters, I'm like, I know that you're bad, girl. I know that you're bad. Like, you are so beautiful, but like, what is that big old fake filter doing on your face? You know what I mean? And like, I went through like a huge filter stage myself. But anyways, I learned what I could from it, and I recovered. But anyways, girl, so recovery is possible, girls. Filter recovery is possible. I'm taking this little triangle thing, and I'm gonna just. So, some people think, if you're new to nose contouring, that the magic is in the dark shade. That is incorrect. The magic is actually in the light shade, because if you apply a dark shade way over here and thinking it's going to shrink your nose, it's going to make your nose, the bridge of your nose look wider, because you know what I mean? You're like making it wider. But if you apply it more on the top of your nose and then you take the light shade and you actually put it on the side of your nose, it tricks the eye into making the eye think that this part of your nose is a part of this part of your eye, because you're making it one color. So it actually snatches the nose, which we love it. We love that. So we're just gonna keep snatching. And then I just blend it into the under eye. I don't know what I should call this. Soft Glam. Whatever I call this, I'm gonna call it. And then if y'all have a better idea of what it could be called, put it in the comments, because I don't know. I feel like that's one of the hardest things about doing YouTube, is deciding what I'm gonna call stuff, and also like my thumbnails. Also, what is with the thumbnail situation with my last two videos? Come on, y'all. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I was really proud of that Grinch thumbnail. Okay, I really liked it. And I don't know if the algorithm just didn't push it, or like what happened, but like nobody watched it. I don't even think that video got 100 views. But yet this rando thumbnail that I took with the front camera of my phone on Snapchat, like that video hit the algorithm right away. Like the classic Christmas makeup, that one performed pretty well. So I don't know what the deal was with that. I did have a sound problem in my Grinch makeup look, so maybe it was that. So now I'm going to take this skinny little brush, and then I'm just going to like re-emphasize the center of the nose. You kind of want like a exclamation point, because this kind of makes you look like you have a button nose. So putting the contour here like shrinks it, and then it also shrinks the size of the nose. I know it looks kind of weird right now, but hear me out. Hear me out, besties. Okay, I think now we're gonna finally do lips, even though we are a little bit out of order because I'm not done with the face yet. But my favorite lip liner ever, this is Totally Toffee by Maybelline. Oh, I didn't do that. So this is the method that I like to use to line my lips. So make an X. And then with the corners of the lip, you kind of want to think about straight lines that do this and this. So think about the lines in your keyboard, like the slashes. And like, I don't know if my finger actually does that when I'm lining it, but that's what my brain thinks about, and it helps me get the right lip line. So. Maybe I should call this like everyday makeup. It's not everyday though, but it is. Like when I was a server, like this was my go-to make. Like this is how I've been doing it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to stand around. I'm here to make munties, girl. But one thing I do try to do though is I only overline on the tips of the lip, like the upper part, the cupid's bow, and then the lower part. And then on the sides, I keep it like really like tight to the lip, not overdone on the sides, because I just feel like that's how you get looking crazy, girl. We don't want that. I learned how to line my lips from Mario Badescu, who is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist. See how I'm like drawing this lower than my real lip? That's what we want. But only on the very, very top of the lip and the very, very bottom. The rest I try to keep like tight to the lip. Okay, this was what I initially planned on doing today, but I'm a little scared. Let me show you. This is the Covergirl Lip Plumping Clean Fresh Yummy Plumper Gloss in the shade Be Chill My Heart. If you've watched me on live, you've seen this a million times. I love this stuff because it's plumping, but it has like a cooling sensation instead of a spicy. And like y'all know me, I'm always, always, always hot. So I will take anything that's cold, frigid, or freezing as I can. But it is like pretty pigmented and very pink. So we're going to see how I like this. I am fake tan today. This is like day 1 of my fake tan. So like it is at its peak right now. So I'm kind of thinking that this shade will look good today. I have worn it when I was pale, but it can look like very, very, very pink and very corally when I'm pale. And it's just, I don't know, you have to be wanting that look. You know what I mean? Sometimes I want like more of like a pale pink lip, and I wouldn't call it a pale pink when I'm tan, but I don't know. Y'all will see when I put on like my contour and bronzer and everything that it, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Wait, do I want to do a little, I don't know, y'all know that I've been addicted to MAC All I Want lipstick. It just like gives like this like highlighted effect, like this spotlight to the center of the lip. So we'll see if I make it to the end of the video without putting it on. So not making any promises. I might, but we'll see. We're gonna do this technique that I call the snatch. If you have watched my previous videos, you know that I love the snatch. I'm gonna again take this contour shade and then I'm gonna start applying it in this general area. I'm also gonna put some up here. I used to never do that, but from using that filter, it made me it made me realize that like putting a little bit of tan shade right there, like, I don't know if it makes your face look like more cutesy, but I really liked it. Oh, and I still don't have anything on my forehead, so we're gonna fix that in a second. Just put it under the jawline. So what I call the snatch, it's basically applying a lighter bronze color in a general area to kind of give the face a little bit of definition, and then applying a darker bronzer color more precise. So that way it just it gives you like a natural fade. Not natural, more gradual fade to your contour, and it just makes you look snatched. So I call it the snatch. I don't know if anybody else calls it that, but that's what I call it. I made it up. It's called the snatch. So I'm gonna take this brush, and then this is E.L.F. Camo Foundation in the shade 425N. And it's a lot darker than the stuff I used before. So get a little bit, and we're just gonna, you kind of want to, so you want to shoot for right here. This is your cheekbone. You kind of want to feel for it. That's where you want to apply your bronzer. I mean your contour. But if you put it right on it, like under it, which is your target where you want it to end up, it's going to end up too low. So you want to apply it above, and then as you blend it, it will naturally move downwards. So I'm going to get that nice and sharp. Yeah, do you see that? Okay, I'm going to do the other side. Okay, I am back. Now you can see it from both sides. Now I'm going to go in with my blush. So I'm going to be using my favorite blush today, and that is it my favorite? I don't know. It's one of my favorites. It was like, I was obsessed with this for a good long while. I guess I will say that. I have many favorites. Well, I don't know, maybe it is my favorite. Maybe it is. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I've been on here for a while now. Meaning I've been filming for a while, so. This is Covergirl Classic Pink. My granny loves this shade. So I'm just going to apply it like this. And then kind of on the apples of my cheeks. And then blending it out, up and out. And this just makes the face look very like healthy, very alive. I don't know. I know this might sound a little bit like, I'm trying to word this correctly, a little bit, what am I trying to say, cocky, conceited, but y'all ever take like a really good selfie? You take like a really good selfie, and I feel like it's one thing to take a really good selfie, right? You take a really good selfie and you're like, that's a good picture of me. I like that. That's what I actually look like. Even if it's not. But, and then look back at it and be like, yeah, I thought that was a good picture when I took it, but it doesn't. But it's not, rather. But when you take a good picture and you're like, dang, that's a good picture, and then a couple years go by and you're like, that's a really good picture. That's still a really freaking good picture of me. So I took this one picture, this specific car selfie of myself before, on my way to a serving shift, and I had my makeup done with this blush, and I was like, that is it. I had this blush on, lashes, like a full face like I have now, and then I had on the same like the same technique of using the white eyeliner, and I was like, that's it. That's my look. And I found that picture the other day, and I was like, I'll put it in here somewhere if I find it, if I can show it to y'all. And I was like, this is something that I always need to come back to, and I need to never stop doing that makeup look. Like, this is gonna stay on the rotation because this is it right here. This is it. But anyways, let's move on to this forehead. So we're gonna do the forehead. I always do it last because, as you can tell, I'm very expressive with my brows as I talk, and when I do my eyes I tend to also raise them and it increases my forehead. So this is the same thing that I used earlier, 220 Maybelline Super Stay Skin Tint. I love this stuff. It just has a glow. If you saw me put it on my face earlier, like, I just feel like the glow from this product is undeniable. Like, it is like it's almost like it's infused with pearl. Like, they crushed pearls up and like put it in this stuff. Like, y'all have got to get some from my Amazon storefront. Like, it is so good. Like, even if you don't do a lot of makeup and you just wear like mascara and lip gloss with this stuff, like, it will make your skin look so healthy. Like, girl, best foundation. I don't even know if it's considered a foundation because it's a skin tint, but anyways. And yes, this brush is a, oh, y'all didn't see me do my face. That's right. The long form people didn't see me do my face. Sorry. Check out my live if you want to see me do my face. But this is what I have all over my face. The same shit. You didn't miss much because, like, I feel like I do my foundation. I've done my foundation on my last 2 long forms, so you could also see me do it there. I don't know. Sometimes for a long form, I feel like a foundation routine is a little bit redundant because, like, it's always the same. You know what I mean? Not always, but when you get into the groove of something you like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, I like the way this looks. I'm not going to change it. You know what I mean? Like, the colors of the eyeshadow and the eyeliner might change, but the foundation pretty much stays the same. But if you're, like, first getting into makeup and, like, you're wanting to, like, really, like, sickeningly, like, not, like, those of y'all who live in small towns like me and, like, are not up in the lingo, sickening is a good thing. Sickening is a good thing. If you want to look like crazy, like glow up queen, like amazing, focus your energy on learning about face products, like complexion products, like foundation and concealers. Start there. Like, how to make your face look smooth, how to make it match your body, like how to keep it on all day, like how to keep it looking fresh all day. Like, focus there, and then later the blush and the eyes and the lips, all that stuff comes later, but you have to get the foundation down to make the biggest difference in your makeup. Like, that is the truth. That is just the truth, my girl. I'm gonna take a very dirty pawpaw and just go over, and this is a dry pawpaw. I'm not really like using a dry sponge on purpose. I just kind of was lazy and I forgot to wet it today, so we're just using a dry, but yeah. I like the technique of putting it on with a brush and then just dabbing it with a sponge. But I'm gonna go ahead and cover up my nose contour with this, and then I'm going to set my forehead. And I feel like a broken record. I've said this so many times, but in case it's your first time with me, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you again, girl. The best way to set your foundation for it to be flawless and last you all day and all night is primer, foundation, setting spray, not powder. And then let the setting spray dry down, and then set the setting spray with powder, girl. That is the secret sauce. That's how you're gonna make yourself look photoshopped in person with makeup on, girl. That is how you're gonna, if you're a server, that's how you're gonna be able to run in and out of that dish pit, and your face is gonna stay locked in place, girl. Like, I'm telling you, this is the best way. I know it sounds a little weird, like, what do you mean powder my setting spray? But you'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. And this is E.L.F. Microfine Stay All Night Setting Mist. This is my favorite setting mist as of lately. If you are, I will say, if you're serving, if you're doing a job that's like very physical like that, I really recommend, what is it called? Milani Make It Last Matte, isn't that what it's called? The black one. That stuff is like glue, but I don't know, it is very like matte, so do with that as you will. But this one is my favorite right now. I just feel like it's not too matte, it's not too glowy, it's not too greasy, like it is just right. I'm gonna start heating up my straightener though and straighten this hair. So this is the straightener that I'm going to be using today. This is the Remington Shine Therapy, and it is like, I think this is the thicker one, like the 3-inch or whatever. So I'm going to just turn her on. I always use it at 370. I don't know. I'm going to be trying out a new heat protectant today. What time is it? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. We're going to be using this heat protectant today. This is the Garnier Fructis Flat Iron Protector. Oh my gosh, do I even have a brush in here? I do. It's over here. Wait. Let me stop my big camera recording. Now we have a brush. So we're going to pause from the hair really quick and we're going to go back in with this. Wet n Wild. This is, y'all haven't seen me do this, I keep forgetting. This is what I set my face with. So remember what I said, prime, foundation, and setting spray, and then setting powder. Now we're going to use this. So, where's my little thingy? My little triangle thing. Where is she? There she is. I have like a million of these. I don't know why I always insist on using the same one. So we're going to get some powder and then we're just going to set the forehead in this. I think the reason that this works, and by the way, if it shows up, don't mind because it's literally translucent, meaning clear powder. Same thing. I think the reason that this works is that the setting spray locks it in, and then you're creating this layer of powder, this very fine layer of powder on the surface of your skin. So when the oil comes out of your pores, girl, by the way, I'm gonna just dust this a little bit with this because I applied the powder a little thick. You're creating a layer of oil that sits on your pores. Sits on the surface of your skin, and as your pores naturally secrete oil throughout the day, the powder is already there, ready to go, and can absorb it and keep your face looking fresh and looking fine and fresh all day long, bestie. My channel's for the girlies. Hope that helps. Sorry, someone just in the chat being like, I don't understand why someone's doing their makeup. I'm here for the girlies. I'm here for the girlies. I'm here to help the girls. Like, I can't stop anyone from watching my channel, but like, my channel's for the girls. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like going to a donut store and being like, I hate donuts. It's like, do you know where you are? Do you know where you are, babe? You at the donut store, looking a little crazy, complaining about donuts when you went to the donut store. But oh, I didn't explain what I'm doing. This is that E.L.F. powder foundation again, the dark one. And then I just take it about this far down my forehead. And then I guess I will dust off my nose like this. And then the worst part about doing like makeup tutorials is like the first part of the video that y'all see is like the last thing that I'm doing, because like I usually film my intros in full makeup. By the way, this is the Heartbreakers highlighter. Put some on my finger, and then we're just gonna make a little a little what was that? That was attractive. Exclamation point. And that's the nose. Okay. Hair. Anyways, so this is the face. Now we're gonna go to hair. Maybe I should zoom you out. Hello. Okay, now y'all are back in like somewhat normal vision, you know? So now I'm just gonna start sectioning off my hair and spraying it with heat protectant and then straightening it. I might just like kind of speed past this in long form because it's kind of boring, but like if you want to see like what I was talking about when I was actually doing this in real time, go watch my live. The live will definitely be like linked either in the description or the comments. Oh my gosh, look how dark my hair is under here. I really want to add more blonde in my hair. Okay. Garnier